What's up, guys? It's your boy Storytimes, aka the Indian Samurai, and today I gotta talk about that time that a weird kid pushed me down a rock, and I ended up getting hurt and ended up going to the school nurse. Yeah, it's called school nurse because of it, and it was just a bad time. But before we get into that, I just want to say thank you for the views, and be sure to subscribe if you are already doing that. And yeah, so let's get into it. This all takes place back in 2014 or 2015, and I'm not that old. I'm only 16/17 right now. So 10 years ago I was like 6 or 7, and my school had this thing like I don't know if you have it around the world or if it's just Sweden. You just people from like first grade and up like run laps in the forest or just run laps across somewhere to like compete with other schools and other classes, and the winner gets some kind of reward, and it's just kind of a school thing. Anyway, my I didn't do that because I actually had I was sick back then. I had problems with my legs, so I couldn't really run without it kind of hurting. And a weird kid also had some kind of condition. I think he had some diagnosis that made him not really, he didn't really want to do that, and they were not gonna force him because they would probably feel bad, and that kid would probably throw fit because other reasons. And I just want to say that if you know anyone that has some diagnosis, just be nice to them. Like, they can't really help it, and they're probably doing the best. But that kid was not. It was kind of on the younger side. It was one year younger than me, so it was like 6 or 5, while I was maybe 7 or 8 at the time. So we us didn't really get along, and it was quite a long day, and my other friends were running. So yeah, I kind of just got that crutch that I just stood with the teacher, like where the finish line would be at, just waiting while the teacher counted, and I would just play in the forest or do something else while I wait. Anyway, so I do remember I liked, because my older brother at the time liked to do parkour. So I also wanted to do parkour at the time. I like was balancing on like bigger rocks, and I was just kind of just parkouring around, if you know what I'm talking about. And I just want to say that parkour is pretty dangerous. You shouldn't do that if you're not a professional. You should probably like learn learn what is it called? Learn the first steps before you do any of the crazy stuff. Because if you fall, you can really hurt yourself, and that would not be that. That would be pretty bad. Anyway, let's get back into it. So I was balancing on these rocks, and the kid actually just ended up coming up closer. And his father would, I don't know really what threw into his mind. It was kind of a while ago, so I don't really remember it clearly. But he ended up like pushing me. So I fell, and it was quite a big rock actually. So I fell like maybe, I don't know, maybe 2 meters, and I ended up like scratching and scratching. I ended up scratching my knee. I don't think it's called scratching. I think it's like something else, because I got a pretty big scar, not a big scar, but like a scar on my knee. So it was pretty mild, but it still fucking hurt. I mean, at the time, like I said, I was just 7 or 8. So I also kind of went full dramatic mode, and were crying to the teacher, and so I cried to the teacher, and just asked the guy. I mean the guy, and the kid, like the same thing, but guy's older. Anyway, so I asked him what he was doing, and bro was just laughing, just straight up like psychopathic laughing. Like I said, he kind of had some diagnosis. I think it was autistic. So I think that he probably like did it like couldn't control himself at something at some points, and he also were quite young at the time, so I understand. But it still fucking hurt, like I said, and I don't think it was quite okay. and the teacher should have paid more attention to us, and she probably just should have been more overlooking. Anyway, so the teacher ended up calling the school nurse, and I, ended up getting like bandages around my knee. And, it was not that quite far away. It was just a couple of, maybe like, I would say, maybe like just 100 meters from school. We had like a forest right upside, like my middle and, no, not my middle school, like my elementary school just had a forest like right above it where, you know, where we played, me and my friends back in the day. So I got story times about that, but let's keep going on this one. So like I said, that guy ended up pushing me, kid, and I fell down. I cried to the teacher. The teacher ended up calling the nurse. I slowly made my way down to the school, and the school nurse were waiting for me. And I got bandages around my knee, where it hurt. And my mom ended up picking me up, which was quite nice because the school day wasn't even over. So I got to go home early and play some video games. And yes, I even did that while I was younger because I grew up with video games because I had older brothers. So it was quite nice. But my mom got quite mad. She called the kids' parents. She complained to the school about it. And, my mom is a complete badass when it comes to that stuff. If someone hurts her children or, does anything in not, what's it called? It's the, not justice, it is injustice. It's not equal. Like, if they treat, like, any of her kids, like, on the equally, she would get pretty mad and just tell them and ask them why, and just be pretty much just a bit crazy, but not too crazy. She was just an amazing mom, and I appreciate her for that. I love my mom, and be sure to text your mother that you love her, because show your parents your more appreciation, show your dad also some appreciation. But anyway, that's my story time for today, and I hope you guys enjoyed my video, because I take my time doing these story times because YouTube is one of my dreams, and I got a lot of story times. But anyway, be sure to like and subscribe, because most of you that watch my video aren't subscribed. So be sure to subscribe, like the video, and I'll see you all in the next one.